How's it going, guys? This is a very impromptu video. Don't got a lot of plan. I can't even speak. That's how impromptu it is. I don't got a lot planned for today. Since I mentioned it earlier in a previous video, I couldn't stop thinking about it. So we're back, all jacked up. Got that tire off, and now we're gonna do our best. We're gonna hit the wheel with some PlastiDip. Now, the nice thing about PlastiDip is if it totally turns out horrible, it's easy to remove. But I mean, I don't think it's gonna be that horrible compared to what this tire already kind of is, right? So I've hit all the rust areas, grinded them down, grinded them off. Now, most of the time when you look up how to do PlastiDip stuff online, people tell you, mask the tire. I'm not concerned about that. So we're just gonna hit it. PlastiDip peels off, like I said, really easily. So if I get any overspray, I think I actually purposefully overspray onto the rim to create a little layer for myself that will just peel off, and it should slice itself when it gets back to the rim. Okay, so I just did a little bit more rust removal before I get to the actual painting process. I don't know how rust behaves or the science behind it, but I'm assuming I want most, if not all of it off before I start painting over top of it. Grinded it down, hit it with the shop vac, and then also just hit the wheel with a little bit of brake clean. And yeah, she's looking pretty good. So let's see how this goes. Haha, and now, like with most painting stuff, we're gonna let it dry for, I think this is 20 minutes. I haven't done this for a while. This is a leftover can I have from when I was dechroming the badges on the Tacoma. Oh guys, I don't know, 4 hours? Oh, before use. Half an hour between coats. Hey Siri, start a timer for 30 minutes.
Okay, 30 minutes and counting.
She's so helpful. So we'll leave that for 30 minutes and then come back and do a second coat. You're supposed to do a bit of a lighter coat than that, I think, but again, it's big industrial tires. Like, it's not supposed to be super pretty, just prettier than what it was. Now, of course, I'm realizing, keeping in tune with the most of this van build, is I didn't take any before or after, so I'll have to do that with maybe like the front tires or whatnot, but this is kind of cool. And if this works, hell of a lot cheaper than buying new wheels. Although, that being said, I'm getting a phone call. I don't know who that is. That being said, it's kind of funny. I made the plan, I'm gonna PlastiDip the wheels, I'm gonna make this a project, and then my buddy Simon stopped by right before I started filming. He said, oh, you got a Chevy 8-bolt. Yeah, I got a bunch of I got 4 black wheels. You can have them. Oh. So thank you, Simon, and I probably will take you up on that eventually, but let's see if we can actually do this. Oh, the universe just likes messing with me. And you know what's funny is if this works out, I should have just done at least 2 tires at a time, but the van's actually positioned. I can't get in here to take off the driver's side tires. So at the most, once this tire is done, I could take off that passenger, or I could move it then too. Either way, I think I've just drugged this project out a little bit longer than it needed to be, but that's okay. Just figured I'd get a little head start on this tire. Okay. So this one's got 5 coats on it. Recommended is 4 to 5, and then with the wheels you probably want more. I don't have that much PlastiDip, and in the interest of doing everything affordable, we'll just go with what we have. So that's 5 coats, and I'm just gonna mount it back on now. I don't plan on driving for a while, and this will be directly in the sun, so hopefully that helps it set up a bit. I also have those caps that have the Chevy logo on them. I painted that as well because I thought it'd be weird if I left that gray or silver, whatever it is. So that's still drying in the garage. We'll see how that turns out. Just looking at them now, I really like the way this looks. I mean, especially when you compare it to how gross and rusty they look looking. I don't mind the way that looks. It's even better without the cap on. Just as black. Really cool. Yeah. Wait, so I got the front tire off and it's on its like 3rd or 4th coat now. And I put the cap back on this one. I don't mind it. We have effectively murdered out the wheels on this thing. Well, one. Of course, the test will be how well it stands up. Their tires are gonna take the absolute most, the absolute most abuse for any other part on a vehicle, right? Other than I guess maybe the tires because they actually make contact with the road, but that's what they're designed for. So, ooh, let's smash cut to a very dramatic with funky music before and after. I think that looks pretty cool. Does it look good? Yes. Normally when I say, does it look good? No, it looks bad. But I think that actually looks pretty good. It makes the van more presentable. Rust is just, ugh, right? It's just not good. And like I said before, I have no idea how well this is gonna hold up 5 coats. You know, somebody who's done this is like, no, it will not. But we'll see. The emblems held up pretty well. I think I did 3 or 4 coats on emblems and I never had to touch them up in 2 or 3 years. It just looks so much better. So that's all 4 done. Yeah, there's already little scuffs on it and whatnot, but that's dirt. I'm okay with dirt. What we're not okay with? Rust. So that's done. I also touched up some paint here. I still have to sand. Can you see? Touched up some spots along the door trim here. So now this is where my tape line was. I don't know if you can see it. Gonna hit that with 1,000 grit sandpaper and just clean it up a bit. Probably wait overnight, let it dry. But I did get up to some other stuff while I was waiting for the wheels to dry. Hawks is coming for me. But here, let's check in and see what I was doing while the tires were drying. Okay, ooh, while the tires are drying, it's just the last one here on the rear that we're waiting for to dry. I figured I would break some ground on getting the awning installed. So they've got this channel up here. They've actually got a secondary channel right here on the bottom. So the awning brackets, so the brackets that came with my awning, I've never used. I guess I'll just show you the awning. Hang on, we'll be back up here in a second. I won't be able to see it too well, but it's, yeah, it's this guy. It's the MIDI built one. Most people opt for the ARBs or the Rhino Rack ones themselves, but I had this one. I ordered it, I can't remember if I ordered it off on Amazon or if I got it at 4 Wheel Parts here in Calgary. It was last year, so I bought it for the Tacoma. If I can, I'll throw up some photos of the Tacoma with it on. That's what that looked like. And the rack that was on the back of the Tacoma actually had brackets for an awning. Well, I bought them with it, but I didn't take them off when I sold the rack because they would only mount to that rack. So what would be the point in keeping them? But the awning itself came with these brackets, all well and good. I had no way of mounting them into this roof rack. And it's next to impossible to find stuff that goes inside this channel unless you want to just absolutely go on Amazon, which is fine. A lot of this stuff can be found on Amazon. But I was able to go down to a place called Calgary Fasteners and Tools and found these little guys. Now, I can't remember what you said they were for, roof something or others. And they work, except you see that it's got a little hill here in the middle, right? And of course, whoop, hiya, just doesn't go. So I had to, I'll show you on this one that's on here, grind them down, right? Get rid of that hill, which then of course looked like it destroyed the threading, but I was able to just flip it upside down and have the bolt come in that way. So that's what I'm doing right now. So now that I've grinded it down, it fits in quite nicely. I'm going to put 2 up here on each bracket that will hold the awning up here. And I'll also be putting straps around just to tighten it down and it's not going anywhere. The thing that I'm trying to future-proof here is that I also bought these little off-road lights. Again, they were mounted on the rack on the Tacoma. And they're great. They're like little awesome, well, at this point, they'll be like patio lights. Not on this side. I'm just realizing I'm on the wrong side of the van, so none of this stuff can get permanently mounted up here. I'm glad I noticed that now. That'd be hilarious. I want the wiring from the lights to go through the roof, so it goes into the house battery as opposed to the starter battery. So I will need a gland, and I'll have to make a small hole in the roof, which I don't have the gland, so I'm not making no holes in the roof right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop the bracket that the light is attached to, unbolt that from the light, and just mount the bracket so that once it's time to start putting holes in the roof and installing glands, I can just attach the lights to the brackets that are already there. So I'm thinking how it's gonna work is the light will attach to the bottom channel, just kind of like this, right? And then we'll have little patio lights. I want the awning back as far as we can. So that's where that will be. And this light will be like that. So now the decision I have to make is, do I want them straight down? Because when the awning's not out, it's gonna hang probably quite below that. So another option I could do is I could angle these out. I don't know. Decisions, decisions, decisions. But I'm not gonna do much now because I can't move the van because it's missing a tire. And all of this stuff needs to get mounted on the other side so the awning opens up over the door. Let's cut to a clip where I flip the van around. Hey, 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 hey. You know what? Let's have some fun. Let's go find somewhere out in the wild to deploy this sucker. That's how we're gonna end this video. See you there. Haha, so we did it. We ripped all the way out into the wilderness and deployed the awning. Car! Game on! Game on! So yeah, that is the awning up. This is one of those things that I'm glad I was able to get it up here. I had it for the Tacoma like I was talking about. So it's cool to see it finally on the van and functional out in the glorious wilderness. And of course my exposure is not working. If only I had a better iPhone. So anyways, that's it. So now we got an awning, we got PlastiDip wheels, so we are getting there, we're getting better. I'm gonna leave that video here, you guys. So until the next one, just be happy, be creative, be yourselves, and most importantly,
just be positive.
He knows, he watches the channel. See you guys in the next one. Every day! I feel like he's trying to say something.